If you didn't watch the football tonight, you missed out on an absolute madness in the World Cup. Let's go through it, shall we? This was crazy. A group where basically anything could happen always means incredible last-minute action. And that's what we got today. Here, we had Poland 0, Argentina 2. We had Saudi Arabia 1, Mexico 2. Let's go through how things happened, shall we? So, if we get the group on the right-hand side, this is how things finished. So, we have Argentina first on 6 points, Poland through on 4 points, Mexico out on 4 points, and Saudi Arabia out on 3 points. So, pretty much anything could have happened today. If Saudi Arabia managed to get the dub, they could have gone through, as well as Poland could have gone through. Argentina and Mexico could have been out. Mexico was so close to going through, but just fell away right at the end. How did it happen? Well, as you can see, it's very, very tight. Mexico go out on goal difference. So let's start with the Argentina-Poland game. Instantly. Well, not instantly. 40 minutes in. Controversial decision. Messi is awarded a penalty for something that either every time a goalkeeper does not get the ball from a corner but hits an opponent, it's a penalty, or it's never a penalty. You can't pick and choose. So, cross to the back post, or maybe it was a flick ahead to the back post. Messi wins his header. It's not the best. It goes out for a goal kick. Just after he heads it, Szczesny's hand cups in and hits his face. Now, as I've said, this can be a penalty, but only if you are going to be consistent with it. This is never given. This is genuinely like, not even 1 in 100. 1 in 1,000 of these get given. Why this specific one? Questions will be asked. However, instant justice and karma as the penalty is saved. And it would have felt wrong for Argentina to go 1-0 up via that. Although they dominated. They absolutely destroyed Poland tonight, who just, they never, ever tried anything. It was so boring by then. They were just sat back trying to basically beg that Mexico didn't score a ton of goals against Saudi Arabia. Otherwise, they'd actually have to play football. Not good to watch. But Argentina were fantastic. Messi had a phenomenal game. Di Maria had a great game before he was subbed off in the second half. De Paul was really, really good today. I thought the only person that was pretty poor for Argentina was Acuna, who did get subbed off. Not good enough today, and he ruined a few chances. Clipped the ball. Messi clipped the ball into him at the back post a couple of times. He just should have done better with it. Some of his crosses, his touches, not good enough. But Molina had a very good game from right back. Cuts a ball back across to McAllister, who scuffs it into the corner on the left-hand side of the goal and beats Szczesny, who was saving everything in the first half, and then he's beaten by a scuff. He actually had a chance later in the game, which he hit cleanly, straight at the keeper. Maybe that's what would have happened with this first shot. But Argentina go 1-0 up. You might think, oh, Poland might go for it now. No. No, not at all. Not at all. They were still happy to rely on Mexico not doing well enough against Saudi Arabia that they would go through. Still sat back. 5 at the back. Ended up as 6 at the back at the end of the game. It was madness. Julian Alvarez scored a really, really nice goal. Good build-up involving Enzo Fernandez, who's very highly rated. Little dink into Julian Alvarez just inside the box. Takes a touch to control it. Another one on his left foot to just get it a little bit away from the defender so he can curl it in. Szczesny gets a hand to it, not quite enough. And then Argentina battered them for the rest of the game. Absolutely battered them. Alvarez had a beautiful through ball from Messi. Takes a touch. He's in prime position to score. Hits the side netting. Think Sterling v Italy, the goal that a lot of people thought went in. but from way closer range. That's exactly where it hit in the goal. Lautaro Martinez came on for him. He had a massive chance to put them 3-0 up. Also, put it wide, but on the left-hand side of goal, he tried to go across goal. It was a really poor effort from him. And so somehow Poland only lose 2-0. Here are the ratings. Melina getting 8.1, Szczesny 8.2. Yep, I mean, fair. Enzo getting an 8.4, McAllister 8.8, DePaul 7.9, Messi 8.1, Alvarez 8. You can just see how dominant these guys were. Whereas you look at the ratings of these guys, not good enough. Here are the stats for this game. Expected goals 3.51 to 0.32. 4 shots to 23. 800 passes to 245. Look at the pass accuracy as well. It was just so one-sided. Look at this shot map. It's crazy. So, yeah, Argentina all over them. They even had more tackles. This is the stat, the clearances. Just hoping that they got something on it. But it was just so incredibly one-sided. So, how did this tie in with the other game? Well, Mexico needed goals to go through today because of their inferior goal difference to Poland. Now, early on in the second half, they went 1-0 up. Corner comes in, sort of like back-heely type flick to the back post, and then it's put in by Mr. Martin. 5 minutes later, a massive moment. Chavez scores a beautiful free kick. If you haven't watched this, go and find the highlights. Really, really nice goal from relatively far out as well. He nearly scored later on with another one. But puts everything in a crazy position. So, at this point, if Mexico score one more goal, they go through. Because they would have scored... they'd have a better goal difference than Poland, despite the same goals scored. If this game had finished 3-1 Mexico, they would have gone through on goals scored. However, at this point in time, from the 52nd minute up to the 95th, where Mexico just commit because they have to score to go through, because Argentina didn't get their third, Poland were good, and Mexico had to go for it. And Saudi Arabia, actually, a really nice 1-2 goal at the end. Completely meaningless, didn't change anything, but just meant that in the last 2 minutes, Mexico still needed a goal. But at this point, Poland weren't going through with more points. They weren't going through with a better goal difference. They weren't going through with more goals. Poland were going through 7-5 on yellow cards conceded. They'd conceded 2 less cards than Mexico in this tournament. That's how they were going through. The fair play rule, which is just insanity. Mexico nearly got the third multiple times. Argentina should have had a third multiple times. Poland were incredibly lucky tonight. I mean, again, the player ratings here, you can just see Mexico dominant. The stats right here, 26 shots to 10. Expected goals. I would like to know what the expected goals were for Saudi Arabia before the 95th minute, because that would have massively bumped this up. Their only big chance, and they scored. Again, passes, everything in Mexico's... oh, here it is. So this was 0.46 expected goals. I still don't know what XGOT means, to be honest. No idea. But 0.46. So, yeah, basically double or half of their expected goals came in the 95th minute. Here are all the other stats as well. And, yeah, man, Poland were just poor. So boring to watch. And what we now have in the next round is France v Poland. France will decimate them. They'll do what Argentina did today. It wasn't a competition today. It was just how many goals will Argentina score. It'll be the same for France, but they'll probably manage to break them down a little bit better. Whereas the other game is now Argentina versus Australia in the next round. You'd think Argentina will absolutely destroy them. However, Australia will actually try, as we saw with their win against Denmark today, they'll try more than Poland did. So it could actually end up being a really, really interesting game. But we are really getting into the last stages of the group stage in this tournament. And my goodness, is it entertaining. So hopefully we're going to see another crazy day of football tomorrow, because we have got Canada, Morocco, Croatia, Belgium tomorrow. That group is very tasty. And then we've also got Costa Rica, Germany, and Japan, Spain. So much can still happen. I'm really, really excited about this. So hopefully we'll create some more videos and stuff to do with that. Let me know what you thought of the football today. I will be doing a full roundup of the group stage once they're all done. Obviously, in a couple of days, we will be able to go over that. But my goodness, I love football.